What's going on, team? What's going on, team? Let me test the audio real quick, make sure we're good to go. Hope you guys are all having a great 1 second. Testing. Perfect. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys had a great trading day today. Personally, myself did not have any trades today. We talked about a little bit. We talked about what we thought price was gonna do. What I didn't talk about was FOMC last night. I kind of forgot to check last night. Obviously I checked it this morning when I woke up. This first thing I did. As soon as I woke up, I saw there was no movement, as you guys saw in the chat. I didn't have any live trading sessions this morning, so I typed it in the chat. Wasn't really looking at any pairs. Everything moved overnight. A lot of pairs hit STP overnight. So regardless whether we hadn't used it or not, we wouldn't have been able to take a trade. The two pairs, and we'll go over those real quick before we do anything else, just to get this out of the way. The two pairs that I did have on my list still this morning before FOMC was gold and USDCAD. So real quick, we'll do those analysis first. I know usually we go in order. The pairs that we will go over, we'll do that first as well, so you guys can know. For the new people joining us, we're gonna go over the pairs that you see with the red folder next to their name, starting off with AU, finishing off with US oil. But for today, we'll do gold first and then USDCAD, just to kind of get those out of the way, so we can speak about what price did. Look at FOMC. We have some gaps in the market that we'll see those with some pairs. I did take a look at the market before I turned the stream on GU, or I'm sorry, on EU. EU had a gap in the market that we were looking to close, and finally we got that push with FOMC today. So let's take a look at gold. We know that gold in the daily time frame, we're in the peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market, right? In the trend in the market structure, we know we were having higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Price then gave us a change of character, lower low, and we're stuck between this lower high over here, right? Price hasn't broken above our previous higher high, hasn't broken below our low, so we're just still kind of in this little zone of consolidation, right? We see that when we go down into a lower time frame. Real quick, let's do this. Right, in the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is just in this little zone, in this range, right, in this zone of consolidation. Price is just moving sideways. We're rejecting highs, right? We're rejecting lows. Price hasn't really gotten to these lows just yet. We did it once and then went up, rejected, went to the middle, went back to the top, rejected, right? We took these trades going short and we stopped trading here. Obviously, this could have been an internal double bottom retest. A lot of people took these trades, as we saw in these previous last couple of days. A lot of people were taking these trades going long, right? And we were talking about how this could still not be a good trade. We still have this gap at the bottom. We still want to see price fill this gap up first before we could start going back to the top side, right? So gold is doing exactly what it needs to do, right? And then the 30-minute time frame, let's turn the session breaks back on, right? We already had 3 days of drop. On the third day gave us a drop rise. We already knew we were going to get that 4th day variation. The only thing we didn't know today was whether or not price was going to continue this downtrend push the way we did today. And we did, right? Price continued the trend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now we're trading between this lower high over here and these lower lows down here. Right, so at this moment, we just got to sit back, right? Wait for the market to give us a correction, so then we can start taking these trades again. At this point for the entire week, right, we do have our ADR tool. We already know how much the market is supposed to move, right, on average, on a week-to-week basis, on a day-to-day basis, on a monthly basis. So we could already gauge that. First thing we want to see is go back to Forex Factory, right? Do we have any other news for the rest of the week? So we'll get that out of the way. So just gonna focus on USD, right? Just gonna focus on the USD news that we could see. For tomorrow, Thursday, we have USD news at 8:30 a.m. So before the market opens at 9:30, we're already going to have some type of movement that's going to come into the market, right? And then Friday, we don't really have anything else. We have that one USD folder at 8:30 again before the market open at 9:30. Most of the time, whenever there's news at 8:30, doesn't really move the market too much, nothing too crazy. So tomorrow morning and Friday might just be one of those days on the charts where we're just going to sit there. We're going to have to look at price action and just kind of gauge whether or not we're going to get some type of movements. Right, again, we have so much crazy movements this week on a lot of these pairs that I'm not really expecting price to move anymore for the rest of the week. So that was gold. Really, there's nothing here at this point. I'm just kind of waiting. Again, I am expecting price to go back down to these lows to cover that gap that we have in the 30-minute time frame. And we'll go to the 30 minutes so you guys can see it real quick. All right, so I'm not really looking to take gold. There'll be two possibilities for me on gold, right? At this point, if tomorrow and Friday we could like get a little bit of a pullback, cover the imbalance that we created with FOMC, and just continue the trend, lower low, lower high, lower low. I'm waiting for a lower high to be set to continue this trade back down to the low to fill those gaps in, right? Something like this to happen. Or I'm just going to wait for price to continue to melt down. If it wants to continue to go down, it could definitely do that. We've seen that with US30 as well. US30 had 10 straight days of price just continuing to trend lower lows and lower highs, right? And I'm gonna treat gold the same way I treated US30, right? We took the trades from the top going back down to the bottom. What we wanted to see was a break and a retest, and we never got the retest, right? Price just continued to drop, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now, is it tradable? We'll say this as well. Yes, you could trade when the market is just continuing to move, right? Personally, when I'm trading the markets, I always want to see a lower low and a lower high in a higher time frame as well. If price just continues to drop with no pullback, I just let price do what it has to do, right? I'm not really, I guess you could say I'm not really that of an aggressive as a, I'm not that aggressive as a trader. However, I just wait for price to get to where our point of interest is at, and then I start taking trades that way, right? So just wanted to show you the example of what I'm expecting gold to do and then what happened on US30, since they're pretty much moving similarly at this point right now. So the other pair we wanted to go over real quick before we start with the other pairs, USDCAD, since these were the two pairs that I was looking at this morning, which is USDCAD and gold. Again, wasn't really looking to take any trades. I did have this marked up. I wanted to see price kind of give us a pullback back down before we continue this uptrend push, but the news that hit today, it just went straight back up. It went right back to the top side, right? So it's all good. No worries. We know we're looking for a pullback. We know that we're in a higher high. Again, in the daily time frame, we're in V2 already. We're in level 3. We're looking for this third and final push to the top side. It's looking good. We have 2 months of rise. This month being the third month, we were expecting price to continue to push to the top side. So once again, all these pairs are moving exactly how they're supposed to. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. We just have to stay patient, right? A lot of people, when FOMC drops, they want to get into the trade and then they start feeling anxious. It's like, you know, the markets move every single day. Monday through Friday, the markets move every single day. They're going to give you the move that they're supposed to make every single day. Our job as a trader is not to take every single trade, it's to trade our setup. Right? All of these moves happen in the market every single time. Again, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Our job is to stay patient, wait for our setup to be present, and then take the trade. There's nothing more to it. Right? So we'll have to change this 30-minute high anyway. And then in the 4-hour time frame, right, we already know we have 3 weeks of rise. We had a gap in the market, reset the trend. We're just going to continue, right? So it's all good at this moment. We're just going to have to, once again, just be patient, wait for price to do what it has to do, and then we'll start taking those trades. Alright, so let's start from the top, going back down to the bottom. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys have any other pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. Once again, the pairs we're going to go over are the ones that you see with the red flag. We already did USDCAD and and gold, so we'll turn those off for now. And we'll start from the top to the bottom. But again, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on the list, let me know. We'll go over those at the end of the stream when we finish with the last pair. So AU daily time frame. We're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, and we're looking for that third and final push right back down to the bottom. Right, this is looking good. Right, at this moment, I wasn't really expecting price to continue this downtrend push before we fill the gap up, but that's exactly what price did. So at this moment, we're just kind of waiting to see what price wants to do. Does price want to reject these lows the same way we've done in the past, right, and continue the trend back to the top of the zone of consolidation, or are we finally going to see price break these lows, give us a retest to continue down to this area down here, right? So again, just a waiting game. There's nothing more to it. It's really that simple, right? Once you understand your point of interest, why price has to move to a certain area, it just makes trading so much easier. At this moment in the 4-hour time frame, we still have lower low, lower high. Price went down, gave us another slight lower low where price is at now in the 4-hour. These 4-hour lows that we had for today gave us another lower low, lower high, lower low. The only situation I have here is I don't want to say in the 4-hour time frame, right? When I'm looking at 4-hour structure, I don't want to say that we're trading, and we'll mark it with the path mark, right? I don't want to say that we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? This is small zones. These are all part of the same trend. These don't have any significant pullbacks, right? For me to say and sit here and be comfortable saying that I'm gonna mark this as a 4-hour high and 4-hour low, right? So instead of marking it that way, I understand that all of this is part of the same trend, right? So I'm marking this as lower low, lower high, right? And then all of this is part of the same trend, and we're making a lower low. And you can see that price is already moving still. So we still don't have a set low just yet, so we're just not gonna put one. We're just gonna move this to down here, and we'll wait for price to slow down so we can start taking so we could mark up our 4-hour low. And in the 30-minute time frame, we have 2 days of drop. Today being the second day, I'm expecting a third day low, which is for tomorrow's session, right? We can see that price is already giving us that push down to the bottom. So this is most likely not going to give us an opportunity to take a trade. And when we're looking at the 30-minute lows and 30-minute highs, once again, we had lower low, lower high, price broke and just continued. Never gave us a pullback. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and whatever 30-minute low is set down here whenever price gives us a pullback, right? So we just gotta wait. We don't have a 4-hour low just yet. We don't have a 30-minute low just yet. We're just gonna be patient when it comes to this. Euro AUD in the daily time frame. This is a clean chart. We don't have any gaps at the bottom. We're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side, right? We had push 1, first zone of consolidation on the 800 EMA. Second push, second zone of consolidation above the 800 EMA where price is just moving sideways, and now we're looking for that third and final push back to the top side. No continuations in the daily time frame. In the 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, which was last week, gave us a rise no net. This week, we were expecting price to give us a 4th week push to the top side. Gave us exactly what we were looking for, right? It's moving beautiful. And in the 30-minute time frame, we had a day of rise yesterday. Today, price gave us a second day of rise. And then for Thursday's trading day, I'm looking for price to give us a new push to the top side. And you can see again, price is just continuing the push to the top side. So once again, this might be another trade or another pair that's just not going to give us an opportunity to take a trade. And in this one, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? And then price gave us a break, gave us a higher high. All of this is part of the same trade. There is trend, right? We had higher high, higher low, and higher high. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low here and whatever 30-minute high is set. Once again, this 30-minute high, we're still pushing up, so we're just going to leave this here, and we'll update this tomorrow morning when we wake up for tomorrow's trading session. Well, at this point, we'll do this, right? AUD already gave us a third day low, so I'm not going to be looking to trade this tomorrow anymore. Euro AUD already gave us that third day push to the top side, right? Already with the market open. As soon as the market opened, price pushed up, right? So I'm not going to be looking to take or to trade EA either going into tomorrow. Alright, EU's looking good. We finally closed that gap here at the bottom of these daily lows. So EU, we're in V1, we're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side, right? Again, this is nothing out of the ordinary. If we look at this zone of consolidation, reject the highs, go to the low. Reject the highs, go back low. Reject highs, go back low. Reject highs, go back low. Reject highs to where we're at now, right? We're in this little zone of consolidation that we marked up in the lower time frame. We also know we had 2 months of drop. This month being the third month, price went down and gave us a new monthly low. It's perfect, right? EU is moving exactly how we need it to move. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. We just have to be patient. We have to wait for price to start turning around so we can start taking these trades. We had a weaker drop, right? Nothing, no continuations. Again, we were in the zone of consolidation in the 4-hour time frame where again we're rejecting highs, going low, rejecting highs, going back down, rejecting highs to where we're down now, right? So at this moment, I'm not expecting price to break these lows to continue, right? At this moment for EU, this is where I'm expecting price to start turning around and we can start looking for trades going back to the top side. Right, we already filled the 30-minute gap that we were looking for. As soon as price, what we were looking for, right? We're looking for price to fill the gap to then start looking for trades going back up, right? This doesn't mean, oh, price is filled, we're going to get into a trade now. No, we have to wait for our confirmations. Our confirmations are going to be a change of character, break of structure. We need to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. Right now, price is still giving us lower low, lower high, lower low. We were in the zone consolidation, and price went right back down to the bottom. Right, so at this moment, once again, not looking to take a trade on EU just yet, but we're getting close. Why isn't this? No, what time frame? 4 hour. My bad. Right, so in the 4 hour, right, this drawing here is what I'm looking for in the 30 minutes. Sorry, I kind of got ahead of myself. Right, in the 30-minute time frame, we had a day of drop yesterday. Today, price gave us a second day of drop. On the third day, which is going to be for Thursday's market session, price already gave us that third day low, and now we're starting that push to the top side. So at this moment, again, this is going to be the area where we want to keep a very close eye. What do we want to start looking for at these lows? We want to see change of characters, break of structures. We want to see bullish engulfing candles, right? But the main thing we want to see is that change of character and break of structure. We want to see price start pushing back to the top side, right? And at this moment, we're pretty much still trading between these highs. That was not a good line, but you guys get the gist, right? And these lows down here. We're still trading between lower low, lower high, lower low, and price is just consolidating between that high and this low. So we'll get the confirmation that price wants to start pushing to the top side here in the 1 minute time frame. We want to keep a very close eye on EU today. Asia session and London session might be a really good time to wake up and start looking at EU for these trades going back to the top side. So once again, we just want to be patient, guys. We want to be patient with EU, but we're definitely getting close to that entry point to start going back to the top side. EURCAD, beautiful, 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 beautiful. It's exactly what we want to see. All right, we have a 30-minute gap. We'll talk about this when we get here, but let me just mark this. Right, so EURCAD, daily time frame. We are in V1, right? We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Right, the first thing we want to see to start taking trades, right? We wanted to see a break of structure of these highs. Once again, this is a pair that we still don't have a clean break of these highs. All of these candles that you see going above this line, we're just testing. None of these gave us a clean break of structure. And then what happened again? This was also a little zone of consolidation, and price went down and gave us a break of the low. When price came down and gave us a break of the low, it gave us a gap here at the bottom of the market. So once again, we know that very similar to EU, very similar to GU, we want to see price come down, fill this gap, and then continue to push to the top side. Right now in the daily time frame, we don't have any continuations. Looking good. In the 4 hour time frame, we have 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, which was last week, price gave us a rise no net. Fourth week variation, we wanted to see price give us a new high, and it did exactly that. So beautiful. This already gave us the move for the week that we were looking for. At this moment, I am expecting price to leave this gap here at the top of the market and start trending down, right? And start trending all the way down. And we'll mark this up this way, right? I'll make this easier for everybody to see. So what am I expecting? What would I want price to do? Right, because something is what we're expecting, and then other thing is what the market is going to do. So we'll draw out both possibilities on the chart. So obviously, we know we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? Could this just be the retest to continue into a higher high? Absolutely. Again, understanding that we have these gaps in the market, it resets the trend. So technically speaking, these higher highs and higher lows, this retest, all of this right now is invalidated. Right? Other reasons why it's invalidated aside from the gaps in the market, again, we already have 3 weeks of rise. We had the 4th week variation. We had 3 days of rise. We had a 4th day push, right? We had a rejection of the highs already today in the 30-minute time frame. It gave traders, they induced the highs, right? Everybody who doesn't know what a real break of structure is, once again, how many traders do you think were trading this? Higher high, higher low, higher high, and they were looking for a retest to continue going high. Right, how many traders do you think took this during the NYC session? They saw a double bottom. Right, how many traders do you think were trapped in this before FOMC and got cooked? Right, so we already know that the market gave us the inducement. So at this moment, when I'm putting all of those pieces together, I'm looking at the market, I'm looking how it's reacting to these zones and how they're trapping traders. Once we understand that, it's like, okay, cool. If price decides to leave this gap here at the top of the market, this is simply what we're looking for, right? Lower low, lower high, the break, retest, lower low, lower high, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And the reasons why, once again, If price breaks these lows here, we'll get the break and a retest to continue. If price breaks these lows here, we'll get the break and the continuation to go short. And then that's it. It's clean traffic all the way up until we get to these lows down here. Right? And then vice versa. If price decides to just continue going back to the top side, then this is where we'll see price just turn around. Right? We'll see price do something like this. Right? And then we'll do something like this up here at these highs. Right? So these are the two possibilities that we have right now. And you know, could we also get something where price gets to these highs, fills the gap, and then starts going down? That could happen as well. But we're not going to go and start marking 10 different possibilities of what the market. We're just going to mark the two most extreme moves that we have in the market. Right? So EURCAD right now, just going to cool off of it. I'm not really going to be trading it actively, but we're going to go ahead and just mark up. We have a day of drop. Right, our 30-minute, we have higher high, and then lower low. So we're trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows over here. For GA, daily time frame, once again, beautiful. We're in V2. We don't have any gaps at the bottom of the market. We're looking for price to give us a break of structure of these highs. Right, our confirmation break of structure was this candle. This green candle here is the only candle that closed above the zone, wasn't touching the break of structure line. All of these candles were testing until this one broke. Beautiful. Right, GU gave us the break of structure of our zone of consolidation. Now we're looking for that third and final push back to the top side. Right, we know that we're looking for a higher low to be set. Once again, very similar to the other pairs, guys. We had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, gave us a rise drop. This week, we were expecting price to go up and give us a 4th week variation back to the my bad, guys. Gave us that 4th week push that we were looking for. Right, so this is looking beautiful. It's doing exactly what we want to see. 30-minute time frame. Let me update the 4 hour. Fuck it, we'll do this here as well. So where do I have the 4 hour lows? So these 4 hour lows, right? We had the break. We're trading between this 4 hour low now, and I don't want to say that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high in the 4 hour time frame. Right, we're trading between this high, whatever high is set over here. We still don't have a set high yet, so we'll leave that there. And in the daily time frame, we'll move this as well up here for now. Right, in the 30-minute time frame, we have 2 days of rise. Today being the 3rd day, gave us a 3rd day push. Right, gave us that beautiful 372. Didn't give us an opportunity to trade. You know, from this trade that I took yesterday, could I have held it for the 372? Absolutely. But you know, again, we're not greedy. We take STP, we take ADR. So it is what it is, right? It's never a missed opportunity. Once again, once you get comfortable letting the market just move, and you kind of just understand that, again, the market makes these type of moves every single day, you're going to have an opportunity to trade. It's just very simple, right? The number one question is, okay, cool, the market gave us an opportunity to trade, but the number one question is, did the entry happen at the time that you are on the charts? Right? Because for me, I trade NYC session. If I wake up during NYC session and the market already gave us the entry at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. during Asia session going into London session, then you know that's it. It is what it is. Right? The analogy that he uses a lot, that he always used for years and years and years, is like a bus stop. Right? When you have to go catch a bus and you know that the bus gets there at 7 o'clock and it leaves in 5 minutes at 7:05. If you get there at 7:10 or if you get there at 7:07, 2 minutes late, and the bus already left, are you going to start running and chasing down the bus to go catch it? Or are you going to wait and wait for the next opportunity at 7:30 for the next bus to come, and then you get into you enter the bus when it gets there? It's the same way in trading, right? If the market already gave me the entry at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and I wake up at 5, 6:30, right? And the market already gave me the entry, I'm not going to go ahead and get in. I'm going to wait for the next opportunity, right? So once you get into that mindset that you just have to be patient, trading gets so much easier. Stress-free, it is what it is, right? Like you let the market move. If you wake up and you see an entry opportunity, you take it, right? If there's no entry opportunities, then you don't take it. It is what it is, right? There's no more to it. It's really that simple. Trading is as simple as you make it. If you make trading very difficult, it's going to be very difficult. If you make trading simple, it's going to be simple. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. Right, so GA, we have 3 days of rise. Perfect. Already gave us the move that we were looking for. Not really expecting price to give us an entry for tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm looking for price to give me a pullback in that daily time frame too, so we could continue the party into that level 3 push to the top side. GCAD. Again, guys, if I'm going too fast or if you need me to explain something, just let me know. I do have to go pick up my aunt at the airport at 7. Well, her flight lands at 7, so I'm going to have to I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit. So let me know if you guys need me to slow down or talk about anything else, and give me any, if you need any examples or anything like that, let me know. So the daily time frame, we're trading that high and this low. We're still at the top, right? So GCAD, we're in V1, but we're in the second level, right? So this is looking good too. We just want to see higher high, higher low. We made a higher high. So once again, we're looking for a higher low to be set. We have a gap here at the bottom of the market. This is another pair very similar to the other ones, guys. They're all moving pretty similar. We have 3 weeks of rise. On the third week gave us a rise drop. When we get a rise drop, I'm looking for a 4th week push to the top side, that variation going back to the top side, and price gave us exactly that. It's giving us exactly what we want to see, right? And then price also gave us 2 days of rise. Today being the 3rd day, price gave us a rise. What's this candle over here? A rise drop, right? So could we expect price to continue to push to the top side? Very unlikely, because the pullback that we got at the end of the day was very steep. Now, could it still happen? Of course, right? And we're going to keep this on our watch list going into tomorrow. So 372, 4th day variation, right? And in the 30-minute time frame, we're trading between this 30-minute high. Oh man, what did I do? 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows, right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, and all of this is all part of the same trend, right? So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. GJ did not give us that 4th day push to the top side. Turn this off. Price gave us a day of drop instead. We have 2 days of drop. Already gave us that 3rd day push to the top, to the bottom side. So we already know this is not a pair that we want to keep a close eye on. No continuations in the 4 hour. I don't have anything really to say on GJ. GJ is in a weird spot where daily time frame we're making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. 4 hour time frame we're making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? 30-minute time frame we're making higher highs and higher lows. So every time frame is telling me something completely different. Whenever the time frames, if the daily time frame is telling me something and the 4 hour time frame is telling me something different, the 30-minute time frame is telling me something different, I just don't trade it, right? It's just it's a headache to get into. Now, I did take a small trade today on GJ, which was just a little 5-minute trade, a 5-minute time frame trade, which was a simple just engulfing candle back to the 30-minute highs. I don't know why it's not here marked on my chart. I think I deleted it by accident, one of the one-on-one sessions that I had earlier this morning. But we had an engulfing candle here. We had a nice little retest, right? We had a stop loss at 7 pips, and then my TP, once I saw that we started printing in the lower time frames, like exhaustion candles, I got out of the trade. So I actually got out of the trade a little bit, 19.68 flat. Right, so this was the trade that I took today on GJ, right? And then again, price failed to give us that 4th day high, which was where my initial TP was, but we missed it by only a few pips, right? 10 pips. So it's nothing too crazy. GJ will turn that off since that already gave us the push that we were looking for as well. Alright, so we already know, at least for tomorrow morning, the pairs that we still have left on the table: EU, ECAD, GCAD, right? And then we'll check these other ones. We're only missing GU, US30, USD ZAR, Bitcoin, and oil. So once again, if you guys have any other pairs you guys want me to look at, let me know. If not, then once we finish with these, we'll be done for the night. So GU, we're in V1. We're looking for that 2nd push to the top side. We had the break of structure, right? We had the higher high, and we're making a higher low now, right? So again, we have all of this space to continue to make a higher low. So we're still looking good. We have 2 months to drop. This month being the 3rd month, right? We are going back down. We did make that new low already. It does look like price gave us also an engulfing candle going short. So again, Could this pair still go lower? Absolutely. It could definitely go lower. Because again, in the daily time frame, we're making higher high, higher low, higher high. So we know that price has all of this area here. It has all of this area to make a higher low to then continue the push to the top side. In the 4-hour time frame, no continuations. We're still making lower low, lower high, lower low. Could this be a lower high to continue into a lower low? Of course. So again, we'll just have to wait for price to turn around. Very similar to what we're looking for on EU, very similar to what we're looking for on USDCAD as well when we're looking for that pullback. We had 2 days of rise, today being the third day. We got that third push and then we went down, right? But I'm not expecting price to give me a 4th day push to the top side. Again, that pullback that we had with the FOMC was very, very steep. So I'm not looking for price to continue going back up that high going into tomorrow. And we're trading between this 30-minute low over here. And I'm going to mark all of this and we'll update this tomorrow morning since I don't have time to be precise right now. Alright, so GU is not one on our watch list going into tomorrow. US30, we just continued into a lower low. Again, this is not going to be one on my watch list. Pretty much up until next week, I'm not going to be messing with US30. Trading between this lower high over here. We're trading between this lower low over here. The 4-hour time frame. Session breaks, turn these off. We had 2 weeks of drop. This week being the 3rd week. We got that 3rd week pushed down to the bottom. We had higher high, higher low, higher high. We finally have that change of character, lower low. You know, we have those gaps at the bottom of the market. So I'm looking for that lower high. As soon as we get that pullback, then I'll start looking to take a trade. Same thing in the daily time frame. Higher high, higher low, higher high. We had the change of character, lower low. So we're trading between that lower high at the top and this lower low over here. We're looking good. Once we get a pullback on US30, that's when I'll start taking a trade going back short. Till then, I'm not going to be messing with US30. USD ZAR, 2 days of rise. Perfect. You have 2 days of rise. Once again, where are we? Let's start from the top. Right, daily time frame, we're in V2. Right, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that 3rd and final push to the top side. We have 2 months of rise. This month being the 3rd month, we were expecting price to give us that push to the top side, and that's exactly what price did. However, this is one of those situations on this pair where, again, I don't really like trading when there's still gaps present in the market, so I wasn't really keeping a close eye on this pair. In the 4-hour time frame, we had a week of rise last week. This week, price continued. We were in this little zone of consolidation. Price gave us a little break, but then just faked everybody out and went back to the top side. So once again, I'm not really going to be interested in USD ZAR. Once we cover this gap that we have here in the daily time frame, that's when I'll start looking to take a trade to continue going back to the top side. So USD ZAR also, we're at the top of the 4-hour highs again. So I'm just going to wait for this to give us a confirmation of what it wants to do, and then we'll start taking the trade. Bitcoin doesn't close for another hour, so I'm not going to mark this here in the 30 just yet. We'll do that tomorrow morning. In the 4-hour, we're making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So now we're trading between this 4-hour low over here. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to mark this body here. It's a pretty big zone because of that wick, but it's all good. I might actually just not even entertain that wick here in the 4-hour. We're just going to mark this here. And then in the daily time frame, sorry, let's go back to the 4-hour. This higher high over here. And then in the daily time frame, it's just these highs over here. Do we have any golfing candles in the daily? Nothing on the daily, nothing on the 4, in the 1 hour, nothing on the 1 hour. We had this gap here at the top of the market on the 1 hour. Would have been a pretty good trade, to be honest, but was very aggressive. A very aggressive trade. Would have loved to have seen price turn around earlier and then give us a pullback to then continue, but lower time frame, this would have been a perfect trade, right? Lower time frame, we made higher high, higher high, lower low, right? Change of character, lower high retest on the engulfing candle to continue going short. So missed opportunity, but it's all good, right? And then last but not least, guys, oil, the last pair for the night. Price gave us 2 days of drop. Today being the third day, price did not give us a new low, but it did give us a day of drop. Right? We're still trading between higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price. Well, I'm sorry, no, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave us a lower low here. Technically, it's really, I don't know why I have it like that. It should still be here. That's my fault. I think I changed that too in the one-on-one session that I did, doing a little example. Right, we are trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and price is just here consolidating. In the 4-hour time frame, we have a week of rise, no continuations, and then in the daily time frame, oil is in A1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the bottom, but we're at the low of the zone of consolidation. Not the best place to take a trade, but we're looking for that break of structure of the lows to then continue. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Any questions, let me know. For the people who are watching the recording, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Message me on Discord, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you guys feel more comfortable. Again, if you're watching the recording and you have a question, make sure you send me a timestamp. For example, if you're like, hey, US oil, 36 minutes and 15 seconds when you said this, just let me know where the timestamp is, what the question is, so then that way when we do the one-on-one session, we could go ahead and get that sorted and know what we're talking about. So hope you guys have a good rest of your night. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll let you guys know in the Discord in the morning whether or not I'm going to be doing the live trading session. And that's pretty much it. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.